Bonjour à tous and welcome back to French with Alicia. Today I will talk to you about l'impératif présent, the imperative. It's a tense we use to give some advice, but also to give an order to someone, to demand something, or to give instructions. For example, it's very typical in a recipe when you cook to have all the verbs either in infinitive or in imperative. I'll give you some examples before I explain you more about the structure. Calme-toi, for example. Calm down would be imperative. Prends ton temps. Take your time. That could be both an order or an advice you could give to someone. Casser deux œufs. Typical instruction in a recipe, like break 2 eggs. Casser deux œufs. Assieds-toi. Sit down. Both order or almost an invitation to sit down. Assieds-toi. The three main things you should know about imperative tense is that you have only three persons and never any subject. So it would be, you can speak in imperative with you, elle, tu, français, which is the second person singular, the informal you, tu, and if you want to say, for example, sing, because today I would like to teach you the imperative with the verbs in ER, to show you like the basic structures. Then it can get a little bit more complicated, but I'll give you the basics, which is what you need for the A1 level, so let's not complicate it too much. With a verb like chanter, that you know, in ER, if I speak with the tu person, I will have to say chante. Two things about that. Of course, we don't use the pronoun, tu chantes, otherwise it becomes like a présent de l'indicatif, present simple, and it's not that. So chante, you never use any subject, and when you write it down, you know that in present simple with tu, you always put a final S at the end of the verb, which you wouldn't put the S in imperative. So chante in an exclamative way, probably with the exclamative point, and then no S. Then you can use the imperative with nous, so let's sing. Chantons, again, it's exactly the same as the present simple, with final O and S, but without the subject to make the distinction. So chantons, let's sing. And then vous. Vous, as you know, it's either I'm talking in a very formal way to someone, and instead of tu, I use vous, or I'm talking to many people, or at least two. Chanter, so sing, but referring to 2, 3, 50 people, or someone I have a formal relationship with. Chanter, finished in EZ. Chanter, EZ. And again, no subject. So chante, chantons, chanter, chante without S. But it's basically the same structure as the present simple. Remember that. Okay, that works with parle, parle, speak or talk, parlons, let's talk, let's speak, parler. Again, 2 or 3 people or someone I have a formal relationship with. One more thing. So remember that we have only 3 persons. Tu, nous, vous. There is no S with the tu, and the conjugation is basically as in present simple. And you can use it in different situations. It can be either an order, like, I cannot think of a verb in ER now with an order, but tais-toi, like be quiet, is clearly like something you demand to a group of chatty students, for example. Tais-toi, it's not an invitation. Whereas assieds-toi could be an invitation. Or as we said before, mélanger, mix something, could be an instruction, formal instruction in a cooking recipe, for example. I'll give you some more examples. With sentences and all the verbs, I hope, yes, I chose only verbs in ER, okay? So the first, and we'll decide together, but let's pretend, if it's more an invitation, more an order, if it's formal, if it's informal, which person am I talking? Is it a you? Is it a we? Is it a formal or informal you? Let's see. First sentence is, découvrons la fin de l'histoire. Découvrons la fin de l'histoire. So let's find out découvrir would be like discover, but let's find out, I think in English, the end of the story. Découvrons la fin de l'histoire. This is not an order. It's not something I demand to someone. It's not either an instructions, but it's more like a piece of advice. It's more like an invitation to do something. Let's find out about that. Découvrons. The second sentence say, étudie, with no final S. Étudie, I'm talking to one person with the tu. Sinon, demain, l'examen sera difficile. Étudie, sinon demain, l'examen sera difficile. Study, otherwise tomorrow, the exam will be difficult. Both, I think. It could be half something you demand to someone, it's an order, but it's also a piece of advice. Étudie, sinon demain l'examen sera difficile. Obviously, there is a lot also about the tone. It all depends on how you say that. It's always a bit straightforward, but then the intonation you'll give to that may sound more like a piece of advice or something I'm really forcing you to do. Arrêtez de fumer. Arrêtez de fumer. Stop smoking. Again, it depends. If you're in a place where you shouldn't be smoking, arrêtez de fumer is definitely something I demand because you're not supposed to be smoking here. If I'm your doctor, am I telling you arrêtez de fumer? First, it would be a formal vous, but I'm talking to one person and I say arrêtez with final EZ. Arrêtez de fumer more as a strong advice. Arrêtez de fumer. It's bad for your health. C'est mauvais pour votre santé. Parle avec lui. Il peut t'aider. Parle avec lui. Il peut t'aider. Talk to him or speak with him. He can help you. Advice. Parle avec lui, but I advise you to speak with him because he might help you. Ouvre la porte. Ouvre la porte. That's not a verb in ER. Ouvrir would be a verb in IR. Ouvre la porte, but that's a very... Or ferme la porte. That works better. Because fermer is an ER. Ferme la porte. Close the door. Shut the door. It's something I'm demanding that. Like, please, ferme la porte. Chantons pour son anniversaire. Chantons, final ONS. It's a we, nous. Chantons pour son anniversaire. Translated by let's sing. Let's sing for his birthday. Let's sing for his birthday. That's an invitation. You invite the people around you and yourself to sing for an occasion. It's not really something you demand in a very formal and serious way. However, this one, rentre immédiatement, rentrer, to come back. So come back or come home immediately, rentre immédiatement, sounds much more like something you have to do. Like it's like you must do it. Rentre immédiatement, much more strict. Oublie-le. That's the last one. Oublie-le. Forget about him. Oublie-le. You can't really force someone to forget something or someone, but it's a very, very strong advice. Oublie-le. Forget about it or forget about him. Forget about him. Oublie-le. You're probably referring to a person. All right. So that's the basic thing you should know about impératif présent with the verbs in ER. At your level, that's what you need to know, and that will already allow you to use these verbs, as we said before, to give some advice, strong advice, to demand something, to give some instruction. I give you the instructions like more like in cooking books and stuff like that, because I thought about that. Like it's true, usually you will have all this written in imperative, but also if you ever have someone asking you for directions, I guess you would also go for imperatives, like continuer tout droit, keep going straight on, tourner à gauche, tourner à droite, monter, go up, descendez. All this goes with imperative as well. Remember that, of course, if it's imperative, you do not need the subject pronouns. Forget about the final S when you talk in tu. And just remember how to conjugate your present simple, présent de l'indicatif, because the structure is the same. That's it for the impératif présent. Thank you very much, guys, and I see you soon. Bye bye. Au revoir. Merci.